Today, Friday, the 7th of March 2025, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked event, which we share to members only, as well as having access to our top-notch match prediction tutorial classes to take your winning to the next height, then you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You want to make sure to follow the link and join as a member of either Level 2 Pro plan or Level 3 Master plan to have access to these features as other members to also start taking your winning to the next height. So without wasting time, let's begin with the event of today. But before we proceed, I want to say congratulations based on yesterday's event, for we all registered wins. And I will share with you the result before proceeding to the event of today. Looking at the events we shared with you yesterday, of course, all of it record wins. Congratulations. And looking at the first event, we looked at Ukraine in the Premier League, where we looked at Policia against Shi Odessa. We said that there will be the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2 goals over in full time. It ended as 3 against 1, a total of 4 goals, making it to be successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Turkey in the first league, where we looked at Ankara Gücü against Yeni Malatyaspor. We said that there will be the possibility of 1.5 or 2 goals over, as well as the home to take lead. Both cases successful. Goals probability was very successful. 1.5 and 2.5 goals successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Persian in the Gulf Pro League, where we looked at Sepahan against its opponent Estagia. We said that goals would be possible here as well. And we also look at the home to lead. But of course, goals probability was very successful. So all these 3 cases we have mentioned, all were goals, and goals probability 1.5 goals successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Premier League of Ukraine, where we looked at Shakhtar Donetsk against Kribas. We make our pick here to be 1.5 goal in full time. It ended as 1 against 1, a total of 1.5 goal, making it successful. All cases were true. Congratulations. And now let's proceed to the games of today. Now, looking at the games of today, before we proceed, I have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel titled as the Home tab, you're going to see that we provide match predictions based on top picks, upcoming events to members only, as well as match prediction picks based on corner kicks match predictions, as well as 1.5 and 2.5 goals and top-notch tutorials, which we provide to members only. This members only section, and you want to make sure that you join to become a member as well to start to benefit from our handpick event to take your winning to the next level. Also, if you become a member of either the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan, you also have access to our top-notch tutorial classes. For example, if you are a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you have access to the Level 2 Pro classes, which will give you top-notch tutorials to the live match corner kick football match prediction strategy step by step. You also have access to the consistent win strategy, which we shared with you. Also, very importantly, you are going to have access to the never seen match prediction strategy step by step. You also have access to the straight win comeback strategy that will amaze you, followed by tactical straight win and 2.5 goal strategy and 99% win rate strategy to take your winning to the next level. Once you are a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you can access all of these match prediction tutorials in one place to start taking your winning to the next height. So you want to make sure to go ahead to join to watch these tutorials and also to benefit from our handpick event. If you're a member of the Level 3 Master, you have access to win more top-notch tutorials titled as the Level 3 Master classes, which will give you access to the excellent corner kick strategy being revealed step by step, followed by the top secret AI tool we use to find games in terms of corner kicks, that is in terms of goals, match picks, and win, straight win, home and away. You also have access to the top corner kick game changer prediction strategy that reveals the top secret website we use to find corner kick events, as well as the strategy for corner kicks. You have access to the 6 amazing AI tools we use, followed by the home and away match prediction strategy explained step by step. And finally, you're going to have access to the 2.5 goal match prediction strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. So once you become a member of the Level 3 Master, you're going to have access to the Level 3 Master classes to watch all of these video tutorials in one place. I will put the link below this video so that once you subscribe as a Level 3 Master member, you can watch all of this video in one place to start taking your winning to the next height. Also, we provide free match prediction tutorials. Once you come to this area that says the video tab here, you want to make sure to navigate to that section. And once you navigate to the video tab and try to scroll across this page, you're going to see some match prediction tutorials which we offer for free. For example, I will share some few with you which you can watch and also to apply the strategy we have explained. The first one here is this particular one that states the 5 soccer prediction apps being compared, where we have explained some of the features and how you can use it to find games based on the features. Of course, this is very relevant. You want to make sure to go ahead to watch this tutorial, followed by the next, which will title it as the expert tip winning strategy you can use and start to make wins as well. We have explained some of the strategy you can use in this video tutorial. Also, we have the next one, which we have titled it as, for example, you can see 5 Sofascore features. You can see we have another one here, expert tips for picking winning soccer matches step by step. And now the next one we have here is the 5 hidden Sofascore features to make more win bets. And of course, we have explained some of the 5 hidden features of Sofascore, which you can take advantage of it and start to take your winning also to the next level. Of course, you want to watch this video tutorial, they are free. Once you come to the video tab section of our channel and watch those tutorials and also apply some of the tips we have explained. And now let's proceed to the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first pick here, we looked at Singapore in the Premier League. A match between Gilan International playing against Ballistia Cassia. Looking at the recent performance of the home team in terms of the home game they have played, they are very, very good in terms of recent event they have had. They scored 5 goals against Tajon Pages, and also in the cup, they also have 4 goals against 5 with Ballistia Cassia. They also had a game in the PR, that is Premier League of Singapore, and they have proved to be very good. They have a game against Young Lion 4-0. That of its opponent Ballistia Cassia, on the other hand, have also proved to score a huge number of goals, and they also concede as much. You can say 4 conceded goals, 2 conceded goals, and 3 scored goals. 4 scored, that is 5 scored, and 4 conceded. They are good at scoring and also very good at conceding. Looking at the recent head-to-head which they have had between these two teams, both in the Premier League of Singapore and also in the Cup, the number of goals that were scored between the two were very high. 4 against 4, a total of 8. 5 against 4, a total of 9. This time, both of the two teams still have a good form. And looking at the stands, they are still coming to meet. And looking at comparison in terms of the form based on the recent event they have had by the game tournament for this particular event, Gila International, the home team, is very good in terms of striking power. They've had 5 events recently, having 3 wins, scoring 15 goals and conceding 6. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the away game played by the recent game they have had, Ballistia Cassia proved that they are also good at offense. They have scored 10 goals in 5 games played, conceding 12. The offensive trend is good and the defensive trend is weak. And of course, looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, both of the two sides are good at striking power, and the defensive line of both sides are not very tight. The recent head-to-head resulted to a huge number of goals, a total of 8 and 9 recently, and of course this time they still have good form. So we want to look at 1.5 goal in full time as one of the major picks, as well as 2.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next event, we looked at Israel in the Liga, that is in the Lumit Liga, a match between Hapiol Kafa Shalem against Hapiol Afula. For this event, the home team recently in this year, 225, of course, recently have proved to be very good. They have had 2 games, that's 2 goals scored and 4 goals scored. The scoring capacity have been great, but that of its opponent, on the other hand, concede too much number of goals with a weak defensive line. Looking at the stand performance in terms of recent event they have had, the home team, Hapiol Shalem, have proved that by the home event, of course, they are good. They have a good striking power, scoring 11 goals in 5 events with 3 wins to prove that they are good, and the conceding power is also not very tight. That is, they are not very tight at defense. That of the opponent, on the other hand, in terms of recent event they have had, have also proved that the defensive line is not very good. With the weak offense and weak defense, we look at the home to take advantage of the weak defense of the away, and therefore want to look at the home to lead this match as one of the major picks. Therefore, want to look at 1 to 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we are looking at the home to take advantage of the weak defense of the away. Therefore, we are looking at the home to lead in full time as one of the major picks, as well as at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we look at Croatia in the HNL. That is Croatia in the HNL. Rijeka against Sibenik. The recent performance of Rijeka, based on recent events they have had, have proved that they have a very great offense. They have had games against Dynamo Zagreb, beating Dynamo 4-0. Also against games in the club friendly, as you can see, and they have performed very greatly both in the club friendly and also in the HNL. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, have proved that they are good. They are not good. They just also recently had a game against Dynamo Zagreb. They lost 3-0. But this Dynamo Zagreb, as you can see here, was beaten by the home team, which you can see here. The home beat Dynamo Zagreb up to 4-0. So that this Šibenik is coming to meet Rijeka. If Rijeka is able to beat Dynamo Zagreb up to 4-0, but Dynamo Zagreb is able to beat Šibenik, then the performance of Rijeka, the home team, is better as compared to Šibenik. Therefore, Rijeka have the probability of beating Šibenik and also the possibility of goals here in full time. But before that, let's compare the stance in terms of the recent event. The home, Rijeka have proved to be very offensive and defensive. They've had 11 goals scored, 2 conceded. That's a very tight defense and a good offense. That of the opponent in terms of the recent event they've proved that based on the way match played, the defensive line is not good. With a weak defense and average offense, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we want to look at the home team to take advantage of the weak defense of the way to lead in full time as one of the major pick, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time for this particular event. These are our 2 major picks for this game. And looking at the next, we looked at Germany in the Bundesliga women, a match between Eintracht Frankfurt women against SGS Essen. The recent performance of Eintracht Frankfurt have proved to be very offensive in terms of recent event they have had, scoring 9 goals, 3 goals, and 7 goals in each event, especially in the Bundesliga women and also in the club friendly. And looking at that of its opponent, Essen, on the other hand, the defensive line is not very tight and they do concede as much, especially in the club friendly as well as in the Bundesliga, where they are not very strengthened. Of course, the recent stance in terms of the recent game played have had the home team Eintracht Frankfurt by the home performance have proved that they are good with a very high offensive strength, scoring 23 goals in 5 games played. That's have an average goal score rate of about 4 and more. Therefore, with a very good defense as well, we look at it to be the favorite and to take the upper hand. With a high offense and great defense, that of its opponent, the away team, have proved that they are just average with the offensive line that is not very great, with the defense that is also average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have the upper hand with a high offensive strength and defense. It is going to take advantage of the weak defense and average offense of the away. Therefore, look at the home as our favorite to either lead in full time as one of the major picks or to just look at the possibility of 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Germany in the Bundesliga, that is Germany Regional Liga Bayern, a match between Bubac against Schwamben Augsburg. For this event, of course, the performance of the home Bubac have proved to be very offensive, especially the recent game they have had in the club friendly 2025, 225, 225, and 225. They are very offensive, scoring 2, 8, 5, and 4 goals based on recent event. But out of it, opponent have proved that they are also good at scoring and they do concede as much as well. But of course, looking at the fact that they have not had recently any head-to-head this time, both of the 2 sides want to impress. And looking at the form, Bubac, based on the home game, have proved that they have a very good offense, scoring 12 goals in 5 games played with 5 conceded goals, prove that the offense is good and the defense is average. But out of its opponent, Augsburg have proved that the defensive line is not that very tight, with offense, which of course is just average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the performance of the home in terms of the offense have proved to be good. And since the defensive line of the away is not very tight and they are also having an offense which is average, both of the 2 sides want to impress. Therefore, 1.5 goals or 2 goals over is our major pick for this particular event. Looking at the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eerste Divisie, Oost against Volendam. The performance of Oost in recent event they have proved that they concede too much number of goals with a weak defensive line. Volendam, on the other hand, is good at offense, scoring huge number of goals recently based on the recent gameplay they have had. Of course, looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they have had, Volendam, the away team, in terms of the form, have proved that they are better, sitting here at the 3rd position, scoring 8 goals and conceding 6. But that of the home, in terms of recent gameplay they've had, in terms of the home performance, have proved that the defensive line is not good, with defense which is poor. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we want to look at Volendam, the away team, to either lead in full time as one of the major picks or to just look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time for this particular event. Looking at the next, we looked at Saudi Arabia in the professional league. We are looking at Al Ali against Al Khalij. In this event, the performance of the home have proved to be very offensive, scoring 4 goals in each event, and of course the offensive line is very good. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, have proved to concede much, conceding 2, conceding 5. The defense is not very good. And looking at the stance in terms of the recent gameplay they have had, the form of the home have proved that they are very offensive, Sitting on the third place, they've had 5 games played with 4 wins, scoring 16 goals and conceding 6. Good offense and good defense. But that of the away, in terms of the recent game played they've had, they sit right here in the 12th position with a weak defensive line, conceding 10 goals in 5 games played and scoring just 6. We are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the performance of the home have proved to be very offensive. And since the offensive strength is good, the defense of the away team is not very tight. And looking at this, we want to look at the home to take advantage of the weak defense of the away and the fact that the home have very high striking power. We look at the home to win in full time. We also want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal, 2 goals over to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Switzerland in the Challenge League, a match between Ura against Zamax. Ura, based on recent event they've had, especially in the Challenge League of Switzerland, have proved to be good, scoring 3, 1 and 2 in each event. Zamax, on the other hand, have proved that the defensive line is not very good. They concede much, conceding 2, 2, 2 in recent event they've had. And looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent gameplay they've had, the performance of the home team, Urak, have proved to be very good, sitting here on the first place, topping this table with 2 defensive, that is conceding 2 goals and scoring 8. The defensive line is very good and offense is better as compared to that of Zamax. On the other hand, in terms of the defensive line, which is weak, with an average offense as that of the home. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we want to look at the home team to be the favorite. Since the defensive line of the away is weak, we want to look at the fact that the home has offense which is almost similar to that of the away. Therefore, the defensive line of the away being weak, we look at the home to take advantage of that weak defensive line to either lead in full time or looking at least the possibility of 1.5 goals in full time to occur in this match. Since the recent head-to-head resulted to 2 against 1, a total of 3, this time the home still have a good form. Therefore, at least 1.5 goal is what we want to also look at in this event in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-pick event based on our top picks in terms of corner kicks, as well as goals match prediction picks, as well as having access to our top-notch match prediction tutorial classes to start taking your winning to the next height, then you want to make sure to access the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to join as a member, or to also access or to join the Level 3 Master Plan to have access to masterclass tutorials to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You want to make sure to go ahead, navigate and join to become a member and start to have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.